The killer cooler cop who killed a Bronx man with a fully loaded ice cooler was granted bail and will be released from an upstate prison today. NYPD Sergeant Erik Duran was convicted of second-degree manslaughter for killing Eric Dupray by throwing the ice cooler at his head as he attempted to flee police in 2023. Last week, Duran was sentenced to 3 to 9 years in prison for his manslaughter conviction. But on Friday, a state appeals court granted Duran release on $300,000 bail while his appeal is heard by the court.
Erik Duran, convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to prison. He will be freed, though, while this case is on appeal.
That will likely take at least a year. Dupray's family released a statement saying it is, quote, deeply disappointed by the appellate division's decision to grant bail pending appeal. This outcome reopens painful wounds for a family that has already endured a loss. Here's Hank Newsom, New York leader of Black Lives Matter, speaking after the decision.
When was the last time you heard of a person being convicted of killing someone and then being released on bail?
But this is not the first time a New York State appeals court has granted bail to a law enforcement officer convicted of killing a person. David L. Walters was a New York State correctional officer who pleaded guilty to manslaughter for killing Robert Brooks at the Marcy Correctional Facility in upstate New York in December 2024. It's a case that New Yorkers really haven't paid much attention to, but they should. Now, Walters was sentenced to 2 1/3 to 7 years in prison last November. But last December, a state Supreme Court Justice James McCluskey granted Walters release on appeals bail. Walters was sprung from the Elmira Correctional Facility the next day. Duran was sent to Elmira too, and he is expected to be released today. He's probably already released. What these two cases, Walters and Duran, show, cops getting bail on appeal show, is that New York's criminal justice system is still finding ways to give law enforcement officers special treatment. Even after Black Lives Matter, justice in New York is still not blind. Another example is that judges routinely cover up for the killers of Robert Brooks by denying the public access to their disciplinary records. Now, the freelance obtained those records from a different source anyway and published the result, which showed that the officers who killed Robert Brooks had 114 disciplinary findings or documented disciplinary complaints against them.